Just been lazy as hell. All right, we've got somebody. Any plans? Okay, James, we'll get in. I have actually played some OW. I took my lowest Smurf to Masters last night in 6v6 open queue competitive on Xbox. Just been ball one tricking. There isn't really much to stop me. Once you get the two perks, once you get Steamroller, and then screw the med pack stuff, go for the hang time, and you can just straight smash 5 or 6 people every. The ult charge is nuts. Ball is so broken. The other team can't bother focusing you. Because it was so easy to just focus Ball. There's only one tank, take him out. But no, now they got a Malga, a Hog, a Zarya, a Reinhardt, a horse, cow. There's just no stopping me. I'm just doing whatever I want. In fact, some games I might even stop with open queue. I don't know. Maybe I'll take it to top 500. I've gotten top 500 on 30 accounts, but I haven't done top 500 in open queue. But yeah, this is the most I've played Overwatch since this year. I just wanted to check in and see what those K-pop outfits were all about, So I guess we have started our stream. We do have a Red Bull that I had done a little bit of streaming last night. I noticed you guys haven't bought any Red Bull for my link. That's cool, except that isn't. And I know we've had some Marvel announcements. Everybody react to the announcement. I'm over here making important videos about corporate espionage, theft, fleecing of America, consumer rights, and I need to react to the Marvel trailers or nobody will watch my videos. That's every channel. Did Roger Ebert react to trailers, guys? We have lowered the bar. We need James Cameron, the bravest pioneer, to raise the bar. Is he going to have to do like a movie every 6 months just to get that bar raised? Like, you guys, it's sad. It's a sad state of affairs. I tell everybody film criticism died with Roger Ebert. I probably can't get that on a t-shirt. I'm sure his widow is litigious, but it's the honest truth. And with that said, here I am about to react to some effing trailers. Because why not, right? And I can see that we already have a problem here with this thing keeps popping off of alignment. So we'll see if this works, okay, guys? This is your Doomsday trailer, okay? This is my reaction to the Doomsday trailer. No viewers, but here goes. I've seen people doing meme shit with these chairs. That's about all I know about that. But that's what we will do here. How come this isn't actually live? I'd like to see the live feed to make sure everything's working. Here goes. Chris Hemsworth. Vanessa Kirby. Oh yeah, that big movie star Vanessa Kirby everybody just learned the name of. Anthony Mackie, not a movie star. Sebastian Stan, not a movie star. Letitia Wright, like these, we're trying to make people names here. Paul Rudd. Now we're kind of talking. Wyatt Russell? Most people have no idea who that is. No idea who the hell that is. Burke Bacharach? Simu Liu. Ugh, insufferable. Florence. Ugh. Florence. Oh, jeez. Kelsey Grammer as the voice of Beast, surely, right? Lewis Pullman, who the hell's that? Danny, I don't know. Joseph Quinn. Oh, we're bringing in David Harbour. Winston Duke. Sounds familiar. Oh, that girl from the one Ant-Man and the Wasp. I forgot. Patrick Stewart's there. Ian McKellen. That guy's old as shit. Are they in CGI? Alan Cumming. Is he going to be like the voice of Nightcrawler? Channing, we've got a proper X-Men team here, but I'm confused. Now in production. Oh, Jesus. Is there something I can skip? I hate that. Dun, 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 dun. Can you hum that? Can you hum it? I don't get it. Isn't it Alan Silvestri? It's like somebody good did the Avengers theme, and it's just I kind of recognize it, but I don't think it can be hummed. It's not exactly Superman or Danny Elfman's Batman or even Danny Elfman's like Spider-Man stuff. Yeah, not a movie I plan on seeing. At some point I'm going to have to re-up on some Disney Plus just to, rattle off the things. Watch the X-Men 97. Looks like we have what I'm sure some of those people are Fantastic Four, but then we have the girl, I can't remember what her character was called. I'm kind of the bad girl in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I can be flipped to be a good guy actually because it was a misunderstanding. She's that. And wow. This isn't even a teaser trailer. We're doing trailers for, hey guys, we started production. And this is the kind of trash the movie channels, you get your like 10 asshat geeks who get invited to the cookout and they're all over on the live stream and they all get to chime in. Oh my God, there's chairs in a row. I sit on chairs too. And movie YouTube is expected to just fawn over this. React. It's better to react than to be critical. Let's give them something to react to so that they can't be critical. And then they react to, they don't review the movie so much as they have a reaction to it. And then they say, this isn't my full review. This is just my gut reaction. That way they can get details wrong. They can be wrong about things. And then they can later, when everybody decides that they should think a different way about it, they can contradict themselves. But then they'll react to the box office gross on that opening week. Oh no, the pre-sales are so bad. And that's movie YouTube. And I guess I'm just going to have to be the movie YouTuber who makes fun of movie YouTube at this point. Let's watch another trailer, shall we? We've got more Marvel stuff to serve up. I want to make sure this is actually kind of working here. Looks like it is. Marvel Cosmic Invasion announcement trailer. We got a video game. Now, I know a little of what we're doing here, but I haven't watched the trailer. I haven't seen the gameplay. I think it's by Dotemu, French devs. They made the Streets of Rage 4, TMNT Shredder's Revenge, and I was under the impression this is a reskin of that. Like, the art style is very hell. They could have been using the same backgrounds as the TMNT game. These guys have adult proportions. But how come in gameplay everybody is a squished dwarf? And I'm the only person who gets on them for that art style. I don't know who this character is, and I know some things about comics, and I'm not recognizing all this, which I don't know. I don't know what they're attacking here. Venom looks wide. They look like children cosplaying as fighters. Like, they're so tiny. Look at there's so much dead space. So much dead space above them. Why? But Vaughn, that's where they're going to put the important information like your life bar and your super meter. That's going to be on all the consoles, right? Oh, we even included the Xbox logo. Whoa, guys. Avengers Doomsday is just Hulk using the bathroom after eating Taco Bell. I might be more inclined to buy a ticket to that if we're telling the truth. Want to show you guys some trailers for other games that I'm looking forward to. Now, I have to question, and it's not saying yet here, day one Game Pass, so this may not be the case, but their previous outings, Streets of Rage 4, Shredder's Revenge. By the way, I got all 1,000 gamer score on both of those, so maybe I know my shit. They were day one Game Pass, so I have to wonder, did the contract expire? Are we not? If this isn't a day one Game Pass, I'm passing. Okay, because especially, could could this be cross-platform? If it's not cross-platform, you're going to have a hard time getting a group together on Xbox. If this is anything near, if this is 40 plus, you're going to have a hard time getting a full team together. I can tell you that. So why don't we jump into some Terminator 2D? I think I may have mentioned this before on the channel. Trying to contact these guys to see if they can give me some of that sweet, sweet press access, you know. It looks like the Terminator game you had envisioned in 1991 for your home console that you didn't get. That's what this looks like. Now, honestly, I'm getting some strong vibes of the Terminator for Sega CD, which you saw me do a full playthrough. Oh, we're getting copyright strikes here for the score. I noticed also that you do have varying gameplay here. We have a little bit of that Contra run and gun, but it looks like we're mixing a few things up, and we're going to do a little bit of almost rail shooter type thing. Oh, off to the side, so there's a side scroller. It's not really, but like we're going to pull up reticles. Very Contra 4 Alien Wars, I think it was. So yeah, was it Contra 4 or was it Contra 3? Get that mixed up because of the Castlevanias. Yeah, so I'll be playing that. How come there's no Arnold Schwarzenegger on the cover art? You guys notice that? You got Linda Hamilton. You got your Robert Patrick. You got your T-800. I don't see an Edward Furlong. Usually he's not involved in the cover of it, but the Arnold Schwarzenegger, did they not get his likeness? Are we doing a voice sample for anybody? I wouldn't be too mad about it given the way that they build this. And also these people made a, oh gosh, I forgot the name of it. It's called like Xenogenesis, I think. And it was like a top-down game akin to, buy that for $1. What was that shit? Smash TV. They made a game that was like Smash TV, and it was available on Genesis. Now I beat it on Xbox One, I think it was, and it was not easy. But I think this game might possibly get like a port to like Genesis or Super Nintendo. Like, don't rule that out. They might do a version of that. Lastly, let's check in with our boys over at Sega. New to here says, hey, CC versus MCU, remake or remaster. What's CC? Caitlin Clark versus Marvel Cinematic Universe? I don't understand the question. Let's check in with what we have over here from Sega. This is a game I'm looking forward to. It's priced right. It's priced right. Okay, so wait a minute. Is this not .emu? It says from the creators of Street Fighter 4 or Streets of Rage 4, but we're pulling Shinobi back to the world of side scrolling. No obstacle can stand in their way. And you'll see a lot of this is very reminiscent of Shinobi 3. Soaring where others would not dare. Now, as a single player game that's not going to have, I wouldn't think too terrible much replay value. I'm curious how this goes down, but I'm also expecting biting difficulty. Look, guys, I didn't have a Genesis growing up, but my best friend did, and we used an invincibility code in Shinobi 3 and still couldn't beat the game. This is the mastery of Shinobi. Now that's, yeah, we're doing a lot of the stuff here. Why is he riding the dog? Shinobi has like a dog, and he was riding it. Now, previously in Shinobi 3, that was a horse stage. By the way, Shinobi 3 is just so much better than the second one. I don't like Sega's new thing. They used to have Sega. I mean, they had chimes, and now we're doing this eyeball. I think they introduced that around the time they started making the mini console. Started seeing that. Yeah, the Shinobi 2. It wasn't okay. So there's like kind of offbeat Shadow Dancer. Then it's like Return of Shinobi or something. Then there's Shinobi 3. They named them like Rambo movies. They did. And I'm trying to recall how that was exactly. Shinobi 2 is just not good. You take damage in weird ways. It doesn't look nearly as good as Shinobi 3. Shinobi 3, best looking Sega Genesis game, like it's in the running. It's straight in the running. It's doing a lot. That is one with the blast processing put to power for sure. I think he was asking is what game you're planning to play is a graphics remastered version or a new one. Okay, so the Shinobi new game, but clearly there are levels, and it should be stages, but everybody says levels, right? Levels are in Tetris. You work your way up in difficulty level. Stages, you go to a new stage, but highly inspired by the old stuff, and their Streets of Rage 4 did similar. But I'm thinking from the look of this, we're going to have some pretty intricate platforming to do. Could be pretty exciting. I do plan on playing it, even though Sega is not responding to me. So yeah, I'm probably not going to get access to that. But the Terminator 2D, obviously you're going to have to play parts that are in the movie. It looks like you might start off in the future war so you can go back in time and then play the movie. But you're also playing different roles. You get to be Sarah Connor. And I saw in a GIF they posted today, she's shooting guys and she has a laser sight. When she uses the rifle, the laser sight, she's stationary, but she has like 8-way control shooting. And some goon in a hazmat suit tossed a grenade at her feet, which was not protocol in 1991, or I'm sorry, the movie set in 1995, as some people say. Either way, we weren't doing that to broads in the 90s so much, but thing about that is she smacks it back with the rifle. That's pretty cool. It's the kind of thing you would like to have seen. It is definitely not LJN's Terminator 2 for NES, which ruined Christmas Day. Man, was I wanting that game. And then you play it and you have squat little tiny Terminator and everybody in the bar's bigger and the guy he takes the clothes off of is like 5 times. And all you could really do is just kind of, it didn't look like Arnold. Everybody died in the LA River chase, sewage drain, whatever that is, with the subway, but the car. But I could get past there. I could get to the last level, and then you ended up in some kind of cheap death sim jump, the steel mill, and I just never could advance. And also, the T-1000 was doing Resident Evil Nemesis like, Mr. X like ammo draining. Like you were just pumping all of your goods into the guy so you could move to the next spot, and you just couldn't. The Terminator, which came out later on the Sega CD, far superior, much bigger Kyle Reese action in there. Kyle Reese survives. You get to rewrite the ending of the movie so that Kyle Reese survives. They actually kind of like animate that. And the graphics of this game look pretty similar. I would think, though, that Kyle Reese looked bigger in the Terminator Sega CD. And are you going to get the CD quality audio in this one? I mean, you could. Surely it's going to be a gig plus file, right? But they may reel that back and give you more of a chip tune, possibly. Let's see what people are talking about. How are you doing? How did you like the season finale of Cobra Kai? I thought it was mid. I thought it was made. It didn't really make a lot of sense, and then story kind of falls off. Edit. Don't understand why they just couldn't keep the AI style into the show, because that's the real hero in the universe, not Cobra Kai. The AI. Keep the AI style into the show. What? Nintendo still had a Nintendo back in 2001. I'm still playing Super Punch Out and everything else. Well, my brother was playing Super Punch Out. I'm in a wheelchair handicap, but okay. Well, let's see. The Cobra Kai question. I'm not sure what door they're leaving open to tie these activities into this new movie coming out where it looks like the kid is already a prodigy in Kung Fu or something. But he's got Mr. Han teaching him, except Jackie Chan doesn't want to dress like Mr. Han from 10 years back. So now he's just Jackie Chan going by the name Mr. Han. And then the kid has to come to, it looked like New York. So Danielson must be visiting family and comes across this kid and is like, hey, let me teach you before you meet this guy, Johnny, who's going to teach you how to be bad. Isn't that. Have we gotten enough Cobra Kai? Does having a series that goes on for as long as that one did on Netflix or YouTube Premium also, does that not seem like enough? And now, oh, we don't need to go see Cobra Kai in theaters. We have Cobra Kai at home. You give people that product on a streaming platform like that, they're not hungry to go pay money to see more. They're like, we already got the, we've got way more Cobra Kai. We don't need the Karate Kid over there. I don't even know who this Karate Kid is, right? So I don't think that it might be a pretty cheap movie. I don't think it's going to do gangbusters. In fact, the box office is really hurting bad, guys. We do have, I will bring it up. Legend of Zelda. Let's just, come on, Legend of Zelda movie. Like, we have to do it. I'm surprised they just put out a picture. Nintendo did. Uses its new app to announce release date of live action Legend of Zelda. Whoa. Okay, so hold on. Now playing, has a release date. IGN. I shouldn't have clicked on this. I feel bad. Why isn't this just loading the picture that I saw on Twitter? But I didn't really want to do that. Okay, bottom line, screw it. Legend of Zelda movie comes out what? March 27th, 2027? It says live action. Kind of expected them to go the Illumination route with this because why not? The Mario movie made $1 billion with Illumination. So why not also go through them to do The Legend of Zelda? Just, from the business sense of it. But instead, they want to do live action. The Legend of Zelda potentially could have Lord of the Rings like level prestige to a live action movie. But they're releasing it in March, where summer blockbusters aren't released anymore. Now, at one point, the summer back in like 2019, pre-pandemic, summer blocks office, it starts earlier every year. We got to jam all the shit. Hey, they're even putting good movies out in August now. No, not the case. No one's going to go watch your movie in March. Now, exception for Link, possibly. But are we going to get any Oscar clout releasing a popcorn movie in March? I don't think so. If they wanted to make the run at the Oscars, this would have looked at like a November Thanksgiving. This Thanksgiving, bring the legend home. Yeah. Go see the legend in theaters. Or actually, you're going to be bringing the legend home. That maybe they put it out in March. They'll have the Blu-ray out. Oh God, those things come out so quick now. I wonder if they could possibly be willing to hold off for like Black Friday or coincide with a Switch 2, right? It's kind of wild. He has said many positive things about them despite being born in Hong Kong. He has said many positive things about them. Who's them? What? I don't understand that question there. You know what? Am I screwing this shit up again? I've got top messages on by default every time. Try to figure out how to change that. So no time split. What's Time Splitters 3? I remember there being a Time Splitters early PS2 game, right? Let's get all messages on here. Am I missing something? Okay, so new to here. Not all of your messages showed up. That's weird. Jackie Chan is a sellout to the Chinese government. Okay, that's what you're saying. Time Splitters 3. Not familiar with that. I never played the original. I thought it sounded interesting, but I didn't really do a lot of first-person shooters on the PS2. I think it was on PS2 I played maybe half of the first Half-Life. Hated it. The sound, there's something irritating about the sound effects. The way the sound effects are like so crunched, so unnatural. It's very irritating in that first Half-Life game. Completely turned off from playing Half-Life 2. Mr. Freeman, like, I don't know, something weird about it. I understand it would ahead of its time in storytelling from the first person perspective, something whatever, right? But let me look at Time Splitters 3. There's a Time Splitters 3, huh? No, it says Time Splitters Future Perfect. By Time Splitters Future Perfect. That says 2005. Do we have a new one and we're just calling it 3? Or where is 4? Like, I don't understand what the question is here. Yes, but the best one is SP3. What? Can you read my 2 earlier comments in order? Yeah, I did. I think I did there. Jackie Chan has a problem with Chinese government. So yeah, I'm not real keen on the Time Splitter stuff. Can't really chime in too much on that. It's kind of surprising we don't seem to have Unreal on modern consoles because, like, look, if everybody talks about the Unreal Engine, then how come we don't have the game for which it is the namesake? How come that's not available? I've mentioned before, and it was kind of blowing up over there on Twitter, where how come we don't have the like original Tekken games, at least the first 3, or PS2 and earlier, or something like a retro Tekken collection? Capcom seems to be doing pretty good with their collections. Why can't Namco get their shit together? And everybody's like, yeah, why? Like forwarding it to the guy that's running Tekken into the ground. That's it. Future Perfect. I have no idea. It says it's a game that came out in 2005. Never played it. I haven't played any Time Splitters. It wasn't a thing everybody was doing in college. In college, it was Halo, nonstop. Halo until the 360 came out. Then I was playing a lot of those games, getting all the gamer score. But when it came to LAN activity in the dorm, Halo was the king. Though I didn't have the internet there to do Call of Duty multiplayer justice, but I completed Call of Duty 2 launch title on the 360 several times. My 360s kept breaking. Like they'd break on their first weekend. So they'd last like 5 days, break on the weekend, and there was no saving your progress with the cloud or any of that shit. So yeah, had to beat that game several times to actually beat it on veteran. And I also veteran completed like day 1 Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original, which was quite the graphics showcase in its day. With some of the lighting and stuff, and the smoke looked really cool in Call of Duty 2 on the 360. You did not see graphics like that on the Xbox. Like, it was pretty clear we still had a graphical leap in our consoles. Nowadays, I don't know if we can get any leaps. Real photorealism would be a leap, but then what would the resolution be? What would the frame rate look like? Would it be unnatural? Oh, it's photoreal, but it's at 25 frames. Right? So now I feel like my Xbox Series X plays my Xbox One games the way they should be played. but boy, it cannot play an Xbox Series X game for shit. Like a right proper one that would be basically a PC port that's like gimped down for the console experience. Doesn't never looks right. Like, okay, well, this doesn't look too bad, but it doesn't look like the pictures in the video they're showing you in the trailers. Sure as hell. How about Elder Scrolls Oblivion? Jesus, did you at least play that in college? Until Patrick Stewart died, like right at the beginning, I was so put off with the weird, ugly people in the game. But if you check my gamer profile, I do have completion of it because that was the one game where I was like, "Hey, my brother, you can play this if you want." And then he went through it. I mean, he enjoyed it. He did all the shit, and all thousand gamer score. Couldn't complain too much about that. But it was just off-puttingly weird and stiff. But it did things where the world reacted to you in a way that it doesn't in Avowed. In Avowed, I just walk into a room and I just start snatching all the coins off the tables and grab everybody's vodka martinis and their roast pig or whatever. You pull any of that shit within eyesight of anyone in Oblivion, and the cops get called on you and you're kicked out of town because you're fleeing. You have like a wanted. I think you might in that game. You might not even be able to shake that. You might have to like get killed and then learn your lesson the hard way. So it has that going for it. But I feel like it was biting off too much. It was just a piss ugly world. I wasn't enthralled with the narrative or anything. When it came to the very early games, one that stood out to me was Condemned Criminal Origins, I think, where there was the first game where I felt like I was really investigating a crime scene. And you get a little bit of that in the Batman Arkham games, where Batman has various visions, the heat signature, whatever, sample the blood, come to some conclusions. You do a little bit of that in some other games for sure. It's almost surprising that you never have to investigate shit in a Resident Evil. Like, hey, you play as cops most of the time, but they're running in a panic rather than gathering clues. Does that not strike anybody as strange that the cops in Resident Evil just aren't copping? Is that right? Todd Howard is coming to take you away. Who is Todd Howard? Is he the guy in charge of the cops in Oblivion? I'm assuming it's probably the creator of Oblivion. Oblivion Todd Howard. Voice acting god, something. So is this a voice actor? Hmm. Do you guys want me playing the Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater? They want $70 for that, and then you have to pay on top to get the gear that will probably be of use to you in the game, giving you silent feet or better camo rating or something. Trying to make your like S plus run or whichever rating system they're going to use. Big Boss, Solid Snake rating. Man, so about a year ago, I went through the Metal Gear Solid Collections games, and I completed, straight up completed, got the Big Boss or the Snake rating or whatever in MGS1. MGS2, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that and keep my sanity. It is confined, narrow hallways, you can't see shit. I don't even think in the harder difficulty, I don't think you get any kind of, the saving is not good. You have to beat the tanker mission before you can save once if you're going to try to make that good run. And everybody has like super sight and shit. Metal Gear Solid 3, it's been toned down a great deal. You have freedom to tackle the stages as you want. And I did all the shit and I made great time and I finished like 30 minutes left. And then it said I killed 3 people. And you know what happened? When that dumb bitch Ava gave me the gun and then we got dropped on, at the, real early in the game, start of the second mission, right? And you then have like a Colt 45, and I must have shot some guards with the Colt 45 before realizing that the game swapped out the silent pistol I was using and gave me the killing pistol during the cutscene. It swapped your weapon in the cutscene, and I didn't realize that. And because of that, boy, have I been reluctant to get back into that. And I am very reluctant to do Snake Eater Delta thing here because what could we get out of this? It looks like it's straddling the line between Discord and Rhyme. Name the reference. Yeah, looks to me like it wants to be a remake and a remaster. I don't think there's going to be a lot of new content. This isn't going to be a remake in the sense of what Resident Evil's doing. But if it's not, and it just looks prettier and hopefully doesn't run like garbage, I don't know. Like, I mean, hell, they even updated that MGS3 since I last played it, and it's got like high res 4K textures now. It might look pretty damn good. It wasn't an ugly game. That was a game that, man, that and MGS2 were some shining examples of what the PS2 could do. And in a lot of ways looked better than early 360 stuff, especially the 360. Once everything on the 360 went like Unreal 3, everything had this plasticine clay look to it. Just hit it. There's only one good looking Unreal 3 game, and it's called Gears of War. Everybody else, they just dragged and dropped the worst models and textures. Everything just hideous and brown. Solid Snake's brother is liquid shit. He he he. Yeah, I suppose he is. Then they introduce I'm another brother, Solidus. I'm like, oh my god. Terrible story. Ending that doesn't end. MGS2 just does so much damage. Just that game introduced some concepts that are ahead of its time. It talks about like private military stuff, false flag operation, maybe the president's a puppet. And these are kind of things that become relevant later, much, much later. I mean, this is coming out. Shit, did they have to like retool this possibly around 9/11? Because it was hitting around that time. And they were probably like, ooh, man, it's in New York City and there's kind of a terrorist event thing. And I don't know about this. 2001, man, what a year. Man, 2001, that best year. I mean, unfortunate for some people, but man, yeah, probably my best year. Probably. I don't have a whole lot else to talk of. I was going to mostly take questions, but it looks like you guys aren't too chatty of Kathy's tonight. Can I see how much time we have here on this? Oh, we're only about 40 minutes in, huh? Unfortunate. I did I don't know if you guys saw, but yesterday I did some streams. Occasionally I may crack out something for a Twitch stream. I like to do first impressions of games. Don't see a lot in the pipeline that I could see myself doing full playthrough. It depends on how long sections are and how missions are structured in a game for that to work for me. Because we don't really want another Hollow Knight like 60-part, 100-hour playthrough thing happening, do we? Big Boss became Big Mac and then a Lesbo. Here's the problem. I haven't actually played MGS4, so I don't know where the story ended. I heard that game was a bunch of cutscenes. I started playing it once in 2012, January of 2012. I was at a friend's house who had that. He's like, hey, if you put on easy or normal, you could probably get through this pretty quick or whatever or something. And I was like, well, let's just start up. And everything, it was like they had to brief Solid Snake on everything. He was like, guns, NGOs, private military groups. And it's just like, you're in the thick of this and you're asking questions like you just got here. And it was pretty off putting. definitely play Animal Crossing. I'm sorry, I think that might be a Nintendo game, and I don't have a Switch. I don't think I would be willing to wait for a Switch 2 to get back into the Nintendo stuff. And it's nothing against Nintendo, but you just don't have time to play everything and make videos on it and watch all the shit that's coming in streaming or buy the physical release. Like, there's just not enough time. Now, if you had a big channel where you don't really do shit, but you sit and then you opine and then you have all your underlings do all the stuff and you don't even have to prove that you played the games, then you could probably get away with a lot more, to tell you the truth. I think that the YouTube thing is getting to be like a rich man's game. Like, you start in with a lot of money and you say, I'm just going to hire out people to edit the videos, to chop those up into shorts, um, dump money into promoted videos so that you can get eyes on the content, and pay extra so that they're American. And then you might get real subscribers, do it the Daily Wire way. And then you can get to the top and start making the calls, because everybody that's starting small, unless they hit something where it's like, I'm a hot chick and I happened to say something cute one day and now it's viral. I'm not even sure if the small stuff can go viral. People are possibly tired of viral. I don't really see the organic planned content from a small creator go viral. It's more likely stuff in the news, like a bear attacks a dog, but the dog won. And it wasn't too bloody, so we could show it on the news. Like, things that are going viral now are like actual stuff. And you kind of have to like punch someone in the back of the head and start a drunk fight. Like, did you see that fight? Those are the sort of things that go viral now. I don't see funny things done intentionally, especially here, going viral. But with that said, I am launching a new channel, and it's not going to be hosted by me. I do the podcast with my mom. Even my mom has a podcast, right? And we do have a new episode. I got to get on editing. I'm going to put that up right after this. But I'm launching a channel for my dad. He previously had Minute with Monty, where he was kind of once a week chiming in on news things or something. And I shot it and would edit the video for him or whatever. Now, instead, he's going to be doing things around the house or fixing cars, or, giving some tips on just household stuff, doing a little troubleshooting. Maybe he'll go out and do some RVing and give some tips on that. Hopefully record it in some fashion that I could, package it together and upload a video. But yeah, that's going to be a new venture. Haven't worked out how regular that could be. It could be like a video a week or less, with a few shorts peppered in here and there, but I wouldn't think it would necessarily get in the way of, what I've planned for the show here. But I did get something from Amazon today that I'm going to be using in that. And I don't know if you guys want me to open it for you here. Do we want to do it's nothing much. It's this company, Bubble Bee Industries. They're from like Holland or something, and they make a very good wind muff for various microphones, and they make a tiny one that goes on the Rode wireless mic Pro system, the wireless Pro they call it. So so I went and I spent a few $100 on this Rode wireless mic system so that we could do the, like, I have a mic pack with the lav and then he's got it. And then it's wireless into the phone or this camera you're looking at, depending on how we go about this. And that should give us some pretty good sound compared to the channels my dad watches. My dad watches him and my mom watch YouTube all the damn time now, and they're watching people bring out their trailer, and their RV does this, and their fuel economy with this car trailing towing the trailer and things like that. I could probably do as good or better than what the channels they're watching, so I should hope that something takes off for him. Now he does have this brand new Nissan Armada Pro 4X, which there's not a lot of content online about, and people are not addressing the issues the vehicle has. So my dad, in trying to troubleshoot that, could provide some helpful tips that people are looking for, and that could help the channel get, kick started right there. Start off with the new toy, and now you can talk about fixing the blinds in the back door, and we have to level the air conditioner, and these here's the plants we're planting, and something like that, right? So something for him to do so that he doesn't get too jealous about mom having a podcast, which the next episode will be up shortly after this stream wraps. And it is called Chicken of the Dog. And you'll have to tune in Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Even my mom has a podcast to see what that's about. So make sure, do I have a way to type in the damn chat? Not all that great, do I? I have to pull up a damn Safari, then go to the YouTubes. Otherwise, I could try it on there, but I know I'm going to have a problem. In fact, this is going to screw up too, because I'm probably going to get an echo from it in some capacity. But hey, we'll see. Maybe if I hit the mute over here real quick, I don't know. All right, so yes, even my mom has a podcast. We've been doing this for almost 2 years, and I don't think we have any subscribers, which is always a good sign. How you know you've really made it, right? Yeah, we actually recorded that after dinner, and I thought we had some fun. She said some funny, dumb stuff, and that usually makes for a good episode, so I feel. Have people telling me that they think I'm right about James Bond now. Did you see who they put in charge of James Bond, guys? I'll give you a hint. It's the group of people that always seem to get control of stuff eventually. You know what I'm saying? So we pried it away from Barbara Broccoli. I've heard maybe that's pronounced different, but yeah, they, for an extra billion, fine. Amazon, you can take control of this. And Amazon's like, oh, we know just who to give this to. How about that woman that screwed up Sony? And how about this guy who, oh, what did he do? Got in early on the Harry Potter stuff, just out of nowhere was able to get himself a producer role with the Harry Potter films. And what are we going to do with this? Well, people are saying, you know what, that Black James Bond, it seems like you might be right about that. I would like to append that to say that the theory of putting Bond in the past seems kind of plausible to me. Like, we could actually have like a Bond reset, and I see this going down with these three characteristics. Okay, we have Black Bond set in the 60s, Amazon series. They might be so bold as to forego the theatrical release window altogether and just make it a series. Now, they have some hits and some misses over on Prime Video. Boy, are they excited to show you some ads now, right? This is a company that can afford to eat or take a loss and not eat. As long as their efforts steer people away from the direct competitors, like, oh man, Netflix is just getting so expensive. I'm going to have to drop my Netflix May as well. I mean, I've got a whole season of Reacher and Wheel of Time and whatever Lord of the Rings crap, and now James Bond. I mean, I could just go watch Prime Video for this next month. That seems to be the game now. It is a bit of a zero sum game where they're going to have the streaming series. The streaming platforms are going to be so expensive, people will not subscribe to all at once like we more commonly do. Well, it's cheaper than cable, so I have these four, right? Now you don't do that. Like it's really getting close to where it's like this will be my Netflix month, right? And I find that that's how things tend to be. Is when I suppose if I got Disney Plus again, I'd be like, okay, I'm watching all Disney Plus until I have to pay for it. And I'm just getting out of there, right? I'll get all my captures and all this stuff, right? I think more people are doing that. And then you also have the subset who subscribe and then forget to cancel, right? I'd make a 007 Jewish, says Mr. Viper. I don't know if they're going to do that, but I think look, you're a social justice warrior, okay? How do you pass up the opportunity to make James Bond black and put him in the 60s? How do you pass up that opportunity as a social justice warrior, woke mind virus producer? Hmm? I mean, it'd be one thing to just make him black and put him in contemporary times, but if we can stick him in the 60s, whoa. Now we're really scoring some woke points, right? So look at the way they've done that with their series about things, and how even if they got a straight white male, he has to be like hardcore lib, like the Reacher guy, right? I'm telling you, it's happening. The question is, will they go streaming series or will they go theatrical, or will they say, the trend is not good with the theatrical, so we may just not do, right? And if that's the case, they're not going to do movie and then release it on Prime. It will be series because you have to like find ways to milk the minutes watched. And that's what they're going for. That's the game right there. Have the cops beat them up. Oh, yeah, there's going to be, huh, you're a secret agent? Huh, yeah, right. Like there'll be like talk like that. Like, hey, is this guy bothering you? And then like the bad guy, he's white, and he's like, yes, officer, arrest him. It's like, da 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 da, as he gets put in the paddy wagon, and then then he has to get like his Felix comes by and is like, no, he's with us guys. And it's like, huh, yeah, oh geez, are they gonna throw the N words around? Nah, they won't have. It's not. They won't have it in them to make it authentically 60s, right? James Bond comes to the South. Oh geez. You know, as the James Bond stuff went, the time when it seemed like James Bond was in the most peril was simply when he like rolled up to the Black Club in Live and Let Die. Was he in New York City and then they went south? I think he started off in New York City, and it was scary as shit. It was like, the sort of thing where it's like the guy walks in the bar and like all the music turns off, and the record scratch, everybody turns around and looks, and it's just like, oh, and then they like fold him out of the club, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna stab Bond. He's getting stabbed like that. More peril than hanging from a helicopter or any of that, right? That's the way I see it. No, the James Bond stuff, they're going to take a lot of liberties with that. This is not going to be a return to form. This is because look, guys, you have to keep in mind here, these people think they're creative, so they have to put their spin on it. And just following the books is not in the cards anymore. Consider it like this: we have no reason on earth to have any more Harry Potter activity. We gave triple A value, super production blockbuster Harry Potter experience in the theaters. We can't do better than that. So what do? Well, let's flip some races and genders around, right? and call it a day. Like we'll follow the template, but we changed all the people, and we can do that because we can do whatever we want, but we also want to earn our woke points. So 007 infiltrates the clan while wearing. Oh, yeah, that could happen, and it would be funny, right? How come there isn't a movie or a streaming series about a struggling white actor who plays the incompetent dad in commercials, who spills the pasta and has to whip up the breakfast for the kids as the wife goes off to her executive job, that kind of thing. The guy we see in commercials, like there's no roles in commercials for white guys unless you're a buffoon. And for a time, they allowed the buffoon white guy under the guise that the girls were like way out of his league, but he had the right beer. So it was like, hey, don't worry, I've got Bud Light over here. And now I'm a schlubby normal dude, normal. And but the girls are into me because the girls in the bikinis, the twins, right? Because I have the right beer. That's not the norm anymore now. Now the beer ads, when was the last time you saw a hot chick in a beer ad? I cannot think about it. It has to have been in the realm of 15 years ago. It just doesn't happen. They don't care about selling to that normal guy's fantasy anymore because now that's sexist. So their idea of a beer ad now is we can get a guy that white guys think is cool and he'll hang out with another bro, but they're not going to be like, up to their neck in babes. Like that's not a thing that happens. Did you guys see the Super Bowl and shit? The girls will be in on the action too. There was, what was it, the other year? There was like a Bud Genie or something, and they played Magic Carpet, right? As song plays every Super Bowl ad. There's a Super Bowl ad every year that uses Steppenwolf for some reason. There was Helen Keller. Oh man, they're not gonna go Helen Keller for 007 stuff or anything, but yeah, I think let's see, what do we have any other crap we have to react to today? I don't think so. The heavy hitters, chairs over at Marvel. Whoa boy. How much money did they have to pay Robert Downey Jr. to pretend to be enthusiastic about this? I don't think that people care about him as Doctor Doom. They kind of see that as a roadblock. They want to see Tony Stark, but instead it's like, will they accept this? Will they be like, well, at least it's Robert Downey Jr., so it'll be good to see him again. Like, does that count? I mean, shit. I thought people were going to be really enthusiastic about the Flash movie to see Michael Keaton as Batman. And hell, other efforts to do that. It looked like he was going to be in the Batgirl movie that got shit canned. And you're telling me you had Michael Keaton as Batman in that and thought, no, this will make for a better tax write off. In similar news, as far as that goes, it's come out that it seems somebody has put a bid, or possibly Warner Bros. Discovery has sold off the Looney Tunes movie with like John Cena and Wile E. Coyote. It's called like Wile E. Coyote something, right? Wile E. Coyote versus Acme. It's like there's a court loss. Maybe he's suing them for all the defective stuff. Somebody wants to get that in theaters in some capacity or on a streaming service. Like it looks like that may finally see the light of day. Could a company like Netflix persuade Warner Bros. Discovery to just give them that finished Batgirl and be like, hey, we have Batgirl, nobody else does? It would be cheaper than making the Electric State, and you have some tied in familiarity with the public. Like, why not? It'd be a fire sale. They got to be giving the shit away, right? Omega 007, Korea clothing marvel. Bob Saget as Batman. Oh man, okay, look, how do I phrase this without getting sued? Does anyone else think it's weird that he just married some hot chick who was considerably younger than him and then hits his head and dies? Does anyone think that's a little weird? Bob Saget, he has like 100 net worth about $100 million, marries some woman who looks not too bad for her age, and they're not married very long, and then he falls and hits his head. And no one seems to be asking her a lot about that. But I guess that's just seems strange to me, right? Fry ABC Lexicon hairstyles. Huh? Sounds like a show. I actually kind of poofed up my hair before because look, real talk, I haven't had a shower since like Monday. I've been wearing the same shirt and I've just kind of been playing a little bit Overwatch, watching some garbage, eating a lot of ice cream. Six pack gone away completely. Um, oh, we shall watch LeBron James get posterized by Josh Giddey. That was beautiful. Oh, Eric, I didn't even see you post that. We mentioned it over on the podcast, so I'm going to have to pull that up in some capacity. I'm not sure if I can find the video, but it was Josh Giddey, whose jersey I occasionally wear here on the show. And it was great because LeBron passes the ball in. It gets stolen. It gets stolen by Josh Giddey. And then what happens? And I think here's the problem. I think most people are just going to give you the game-winning shot. Yeah, well, shit. Is this going to scroll up decent? Can we swap screens here? The ball gets stolen by Josh Giddey. He passes out to a guy. I think he made a three-pointer. Bulls take the lead. Then this white boy Reeves for the Lakers, who's not bad. He makes a layup, a rather clutch layup. Lakers take the lead. So maybe that was a 2 in the first shot, but then we have LeBron. So LeBron was trying to guard the guy that made the shot that got stolen off of him and failed to guard. So he got stolen, failed to guard, and then half court shot Giddey on LeBron for the game winner, makes it. And this is a guy who got kicked off of the Thunder because underage girl who tried to trap him. Oh my God, AirPods 4? There's an AirPods 4 now? I thought we were really lagging behind on those. Yeah, so that was a thing of beauty. I don't think they should have traded him over the Thunder. Look at the stats. Alex Caruso is washed. I don't feel like SGA should be playing point guard. He's plenty effective shooting guard. He doesn't have to be. It seemed frankly I don't like the Allen Iverson aspect in a point guard. When it comes to winning championships, who are the face of the team point guards that really get it done? I mean, there's not many. Less than 5. Who was the most recent? Like Isaiah Thomas? It just isn't a thing. It's bigger, imposing athletic guys or people who can drain the three like nobody's business. Okay, I said more, but okay, obviously we have Steph Curry there, but as a pass first option on the point guard, I feel like that is just more fitting to be a facilitator. In Steph Curry's case, he's not even always playing point guard anymore. But as a shoots the three first guy, you kind of have to make some exceptions when it's Steph Curry. When it's not Steph Curry and you have SGA out there, and he's really good from the mid range. In fact, the best scorers right now in the NBA, isn't it like the top 3? SGA, Giannis, Jokic, they're not 3-point specialists. Oh, but everybody else just decides they want to be like Steph Curry and jack it up from logo. A formula that doesn't win unless you are the Golden State Warriors who have the one guy who should be doing that. But that's the guy everybody has to copy. But the more effective winning solution seems to be the old pragmatic approach, mid-range jumper, some nice moves, fadeaways, low post stuff, like things that used to work seem to be more effective, but the rest of the league is saying screw that, just chuck up threes. We've got a white 7-footer. He can probably throw the ball far enough to make a three. Just do it. Don't even bother playing defense. We don't even need those rebounds because we know the other team's going to do the same shit. Who cares? They have advanced analytics their way into ruining their damn sport in so many fashions. In fact, do I really need to just dive into LeBron right now because I'm gearing up? Divorce is a bitch. Words from Bob Sag. Oh, yeah. Black man steals ball from another black man. Typical. No, Josh Giddey's a white boy. I think they started calling him Crocodile Dundee. He's Australian. Steph Curry. Robert Chambers, aka Legend Badass Preppy. Robert Chambers, who's, I'm not familiar with him. Parrish, Celtics center. Well, yeah, I mean, like, well, Robert Parrish isn't really the reason they're winning. It's more of a Larry Bird situation. I'm going to bed. Night, SpongeBob. Beat to bed. Good night, SpongeBob me boy. Okay, good night. Gilbert Arenas thinks Isaiah is over. Gilbert Arenas runs his mouth so much because he wants that podcast money. Everybody doing the podcast, whenever you have one of these like emerging markets, you always have to have like a star. So you have like Joe Rogan gets a huge contract and that inspires everybody else to think that they can also make money. Enter Gilbert Arenas, right? What a clown. Man, I hope my Golden State Warriors will have one last hurrah, but they don't. They don't. It's weird enough to think that you're looking at the play-in game, you know, that play-in stuff, as if the NBA didn't already have a prolonged, diluted playoff to begin with. And then we end up with this stuff where we have a playoff game, and now isn't it a playoff tournament? I don't get to watch a lot of basketball. I'm not so sure I would unless it was particular teams. I'd probably watch the Thunder, the Nuggets, and the Bucks and call it a day. Those would be the only teams I'd be interested in really watching. The rest, I just couldn't tell if their marquee guys were willing to suit up, to be real with you. But I'd say this. I should be getting some Thunder games. When I go to their site, they count all of Kansas as their market. If you want to win like a sweepstakes from the Thunder, free tickets for a year or whatever, you have to be in certain places. You have to be in Oklahoma or Kansas, and I think Nebraska might even count. But it's weird to think that you're in this territory, you don't get their games. Instead, you're expected to sign up for this app. The NBA willing to paywall fans prevents you from generating new fans. What the hell did they honestly think was going to happen here? That kids were going to get turned on to a game that these kids who don't have a dad to buy the NBA network shit for them, right? NBA League Pass. Because they're in these single family households. Their mom works at Burger King along with 2 other jobs. They don't have the NBA League Pass. They're not getting turned on to becoming fans of any of these teams. And they're probably not even playing basketball at the rate they used to. Wrecked their league. And LeBron James, big part of it. He goes on this pod and he goes over here and he's saying how Brian Windhurst is acting like he's his best friend. It's weird, you know, like our gal Rachel Zegler. Am I going to have to get into the Snow White shit too? Because that's what everybody's talking about, or they were last week or shit. Brian Windhurst was the #1 cheerleader for LeBron James. And he only in recent months has said anything vaguely critical. And you want to jump on this guy? Oh, well, he wrote, and the LeBron fanboys, delusional LeBron fanboys, he wrote 4 books about LeBron. I bet he didn't offer him any money. Shit, that's the sports journalism thing about this is you get to be the athlete and people write a book about you. They don't write your book for you, though that has happened with Shaquille O'Neal. I think, this gal out of Boston, I think, tall gal on Around the Horn. I forgot her name. Might start with an M last name, but she was like the ghostwriter for some Shaq book. And we know Shaq ain't writing shit. The point I'm getting at here is he throws Brian Windhorst under the bus. This is the guy who got him on the cover of Sports Illustrated when he had no business being there, who hyped LeBron in a key factor in hyping LeBron into existence. If not for hyping LeBron, the NBA would have possibly turned to somebody else to be the face of the league. Carmelo Anthony, for example. Carmelo Anthony just had quite the year in college, won the NCAA tournament, and could have easily been that hyped up new face of the league to replace Michael Jordan. Because the NBA is not a game driven league. In the NFL, they say like nothing is more powerful than the shield, the logo. Like Tom Brady isn't above the shield. In the NBA, your top guy, your generational player, whatever, is the greatest of all time guy, supersedes the teams and the logo. So Michael Jordan is greater than the Bulls and the NBA. And the NBA says in order to make that money, in order to maintain that growth or whatever, we have to find that guy. We have to make him. We have to make him in the lab. We can make him stronger, faster. We found him. His name's LeBron James. Thanks for pointing that out, Brian Windhorst. And we end up with this plague, this guy, even like the night before. So he tips in the ball from like 3 inches out, game-winning shot, acts like he won the finals, and he doesn't give the credit to his team. There's just ways I can make, and this I'm paraphrasing, there's ways I can make a big impact without having to score. Why not give some props to your team? Hey, we've got a great team, our coaching, but this is the way adult athletes used to talk, didn't they? Hey, I got to give it up to my boy over here. Hey, you come out, get in this interview. I don't know why you guys are talking to me. This is the real hero right here. Yo, I'm just glad to be a part of the team. You know, I go out there, give it my best. I've been giving you my best all this time. Instead, he talks about how you have to respect him. I was so early money on the LeBron James hate stuff, and I don't get credit for that. I don't get credit for being first to dislike the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Shit, I'm not going to get credit for Black James Bond. It's set in the 60s or it has a streaming service. Jesus. Do I have sneakers? I don't have. Okay, I could actually. You know what? Okay. My Mac is on the box of my Galaxies. You already seen them. You don't need to see the Galaxies, but it's too late to design sneakers, guys. The good designs have been made. The feasible applications for that which might look good on our feet have all been created already. So, somebody mentioned CC earlier. Caitlin Clark. Why is Nike dragging their feet on a Caitlin Clark shoe? I don't understand it. She shouldn't have went with Nike, is what that's telling me. Hey, Under Armour, would you have given me a shoe by now? Should have went with you. It, by virtue of being her shoe, will sell, but will it look any good? You know, probably not, right? And I did put in a bid on eBay yesterday, got declined. The Reebok Battleground Tribal, Blacktop Battleground Tribal, the AKA the white men can't jump sneaker. I'm begging Reebok to reissue this stuff. It's been over 10 years since they've had a reissue. And they don't seem to be interested in making money. So all you can do is find 2014 models. Everything's insane. Like people are sitting, these companies are sitting on money and they're just like, screw it. Because look, if you're not getting like a pump Reebok for some of that like late 80s, early 90s nostalgia, you're not buying a Reebok. Am I wrong? Like, Who thinks about buying Reebok shoes? Agassi Challenge, Tech Challenge. Was that a Reebok with the pump? I'm trying to recall. I saw that come up the other day. Was that a Reebok? I'm trying to remember. Or was that a Nike? Oh God. I think that might have been a Nike Big Bubble Air thing. I don't know. But my point is, like, I know Adidas owns Reebok. They're not exactly making hits either. I mean, I've seen some guys come up with some ugly ass shoes and put them in the NBA right now. Like the Anthony Edwards one, like, gee, they're hideous. They look like leftover Yeezy Boost stuff, right? Why are they not making the shoes people want? How come even when they broke up with Ye, they couldn't say, "Hey, those 750 glow in the dark mochas, all the colorways in the 750 that everybody wanted, but we weren't making them because Ye wanted them low numbers, so they'd be expensive on StockX or some shit." Well, guess what? Screw you, Ye. We're making all the stuff and it's cheap. Now everybody can get some. They didn't do that. Very few of the choice colorways came back. Turtle Doves and Pirate Black. And that was really it. And then the rest of it was new stuff they had to dump. Action Bronson versus Ghost, New Balance. Ah, man, New Balance has a terrible ad. It's kind of cute, but they got like all their athletes, right? Like they got Shohei Ohtani now. They've got Kawhi Leonard kind of led the charge for them, at least in basketball. Before Kawhi, I didn't really hear of people having the New Balance deal. I wear New Balance a lot, but they squeak. They squeak horrifically. I think the running shoe, the serious running shoe they only made for 1 year, the Lorado. I don't think it squeaks, but maybe it will. I just don't. I the squeakiness about them is pretty geeky. You can't walk in somewhere cool and have the heel rub squeak the way it does. So I do have several of the 990 line. Like I have their flagship shoes, and I do like the oh gosh, what's their answer to the boost? And it's in the new 990s. It's in the 991 V2 that I wear. Am I going to have to go get a pair and put it on and look at it? Fuel cell. They make two kinds of fuel cell. They make a cheap one and then they make the real fuel cell and they don't tell you which is which. But on the shoe that costs almost $300, you can guess that's probably one with the real fuel cell, especially when you have carbon fiber plate also. With that said, do you guys look, if I'm going to be doing any more sneaker stuff, the money has to be coming in. I need to be getting some subscribers because the sneaker shoe videos, they don't do bad for me, but I don't. The sneaker thing is not. Look, if you think the movie stuff is doing bad on YouTube, look at sneaker YouTube. It is way worse. The hype, once the hype culture thing died off, it's kind of like, who's left to make videos about it, right? And maybe that's scaring some of these companies into not releasing the goods. Maybe. Adidas had Kareem, really? Yeah, and then you also if you saw that movie Air, they didn't really touch on this directly, but it's kind of like Jordan had like the first of his era, like maybe not first North American athlete, but first NBA player to have this signature shoe where it was like, okay, you'll be the sponsor of the Converse weapon, like the rest of these guys. Like that was the idea. And so it's like, wait, you're gonna make a shoe around me and it's my shoe? Okay, sounds cool. Like that'd be something, right? And I'm getting to be like so hardcore narcissist that like even when it comes to like the cool cars or whatever, I just kind of think, well, too many assholes drive those, so why would I bother? And then it'd be kind of like I would ideally rather make my own car so that no one else could have one, just out of spite for everybody else would be more the approach. So if you were the only person with the car, now it's has to be the coolest, right? Whereas you're just another guy with the Ferrari F80 and it's like, oh, another red one, right? So Sakon, Korea running. There are some Chinese companies, Lee, some the thing that blows my mind about those Chinese brands is you don't get a price break. Like you're some weird Chinese basketball shoe company and your stuff's as expensive as the Air Jordans. Is it because it's low quantity? Like you I mean, look, I know we're not making the Nikes in America like we should be. I would like to see Trump come down hard on some Nike tariffs for that. Try to get some Nikes made here instead of abroad, and that'd be nice. As much as we are paying for them, suffice to say, they should probably be made here for the same price, if not less. You're really telling me that we couldn't make Air Jordans here in America and price them under the 300 or so dollars we're doing now? You know, the 200 plus. It's insane. I don't understand how these companies are getting away with so much of this. Even with the Air Jordan things, it's only certain ones people care about. You have to have a new Air Jordan each year. How much better can we get with the technology? I mean, are we just going to max it out and say AI, do whatever you want to make the best basketball shoe possible, and they'll be like the last of the line, right? Guess jeans, 80s, 90s. Man, I had a talk with a friend of mine who's a supermodel, and I asked her yesterday, jorts, jean shorts on guys or girls. Where do you stand on that? She says kind of cute for girls, not good for guys. And I explained that when I went to college, freshman year, 2003, August, everyone with jorts, jean shorts. We didn't even call them jorts. In high school, it was no issue. No one thought about your jean shorts. But at college, harassment. There was so much harassment. Everybody was bullied into picking up cargo shorts. And I say that as I'm wearing cargo shorts right now. But that is what happened. The asshole kids from Chicago decided that you're not allowed to wear jean shorts on campus. And yeah, meanwhile, they want to wear their like velour velvet sport jacket with a black t-shirt, graphic tee underneath, and looking all hipster with their big thick plastic rim glasses. And they thought that was what was going to look like cool shit like that. But yeah. So the jeans shorts thing, I guess you got to be John Cena to rock those, right? BMW 70s 2002. Was it a 2002 or a 202? I don't know. 80s. I never cared for the way most of the BMWs look. The kidney being grill never looked good. Um the Z8 doesn't look bad, but it looks like it could look better too at the same time. Been a long time since I've seen a Z8. Long, long time. Used to see a couple of them around, but man, don't seem so much. That's got to be a car that's holding its value pretty well, I'm assuming. Doesn't have a lot of that bad tech to break down. A lot of the new stuff, your lane departure warning thing, your camera, whatever, your self-drive retrieve, all that stuff is going to be garbage shortly out the gate, right? So you can only take advantage of that stuff as the new owner. There was a BMW Z4, I think the second or third generation, when they had a hardtop convertible that didn't look bad. Otherwise, man, I saw a BMW i8 a couple weeks ago. The car that looks like it's shitting out a Porsche 911. Not a good look. Not a good look indeed. So, where are we on our runtime here? I can't even see the runtime on this. It's insane. I guess we're hour 30 or so. We should probably be wrapping this up soon. Get your questions out here now while you want them answered. The Nike Vaporware, I'm going to pull that up. Vaporfly. Vaporfly 4. $260, and that's a women's. Vaporfly 3, ooh, price slashed over at Dick's. So hold on, let me see if I can pull that up for us. So Vaporfly 3, here we go. Oh, but if you want this color, get the hell off of your screen. This color, oh yeah, white, red, blue. What is So that's here. 159, 155.99, or if you want to color another color, it's going to set you back 259, which I'm assuming is probably pretty close to what they want for the Vaporfly 4. And I don't know if we can do much better. I mean, what are the metrics in which we say these things are performing at top level, right? And that doesn't look too bad, even though it's got this weird wing out the back of it. But give me a sec here. I'm going to look for the Vaporfly 4. I think I've... I don't think those are out yet, are they? Coming soon. $260. Hot damn. And you do get a colorway or two in there that don't look too bad. I could rock with that. At $260 and not being like a Jordan, you can probably get those when they drop. There can't be much market for it. Would you guys want an unboxing on feet review thing of the Vaporfly 4, or are we not doing that? Is this not my sneakerhead channel folks here? Prince mid 110. What are we talking about here? Menendez Bros. We bringing up a bunch of 90s things. I mean, look, you got the carbon fiber plate. You got Zoom X, and it's like, what else can we do? We just reshape it slightly. And that improves times on who? Oh, this, oh, look at that. You know, it's really good because it has a little hologram over here, so you know it's authentic or something, right? I could probably rock those, maybe. I'm not running a lot or at all, so I can't right out justify it, but I could, man, if I actually could pull numbers, I could readily review some of the stuff. The first shoes I was running the jog vlogs in were Brooks. Actually, okay, the very first it might have been like a 990, some kind of 990 V4. No, V3, 990 V3 from about 2012 shoe in 2014. That would be the very first jog vlogs. Then I got these Brooks that were okay. But man, once I got to the Adidas Ultra Boost, that was the ticket. And the Ultra Boost put a ton of miles on those. Probably the most comfortable shoes. And you get so much more of a benefit out of shoes now than you used to when it came to the joints. My knees were hurting so much on the old shoes, but then got the Ultra Boost, boom, no more knee problems. So run a few miles in, you know, the very responsive midsoles, and knees not an issue. I know I need to go do some of that. I see a lot of the fatness in my face looking terrible, and you know, the gut's no good and all this other stuff. But I just don't know if you guys need and look, it's not like there's any real competition here. Like, who else is going to be looking at a video on the Vaporfly 4? Maybe the wear testers. Like, there's not a lot there. You see a big scramble for where to go with some of these niches in YouTube as stuff eats each other. Critical Drinker launches a gaming channel because there's not enough money in talking about the one movie you get once a month anymore that he might chime in on. So now it has to incorporate gaming also. Oh, but I'm punished for putting this all under one channel. Instead, YouTube wants you to have different channels talking about all this stuff and, you know, confuse your audience, split it off, have one demonetized. I don't know. ASICs. I do have, my brother is very much into the ASICs. My Gel Light 4 that were a Kith design, you guys have seen. I'm gonna go get those. Hold tight. over here without knocking. Okay, so these are not bad. Um, Visually, and look, you can get these damn cheap. Okay, they look almost new. I've only worn them to like the grocery store a few times. I think suede, good quality suede or nubuck is a good material for a shoe because it just doesn't show wear. Like, and I've worn these some. Now, your soft midsole sort of stuff does kind of begin to show creases, right? Like you can get some creases going, but your shoe looks new. Leather crease everywhere all the damn time, especially the leather that's shellacked with a lot of plastic on top of it. You know, we got to try to make it prettier and smooth, and then you just end up with, it not looking so good. And this is very soft. Like the Kith collab, from this here, they call this super yellow. This is like way, way softer than anything I've seen on a New Balance. That's damn sure. The tongue, the split tongue thing. Okay, it seems weird as shit, but I mean, you can get used to it. And you can get these on and off, and it's comfortable. I do think that being true to size is a bit of a problem, though. I went true to size 10, and these might run a little bit on the smaller side. And um, otherwise, they're fine. But I would wear my smallest socks, and I actually do have some smaller socks. Maybe I'll start wearing those on occasion when I'm out and about, running some errands or whatever. And it looks like it's a clear day. I will show you that there were some Asics there's just a handful of shoes I'm really interested in. And one of such would be the Asics Gel Saga Kill Bill. Actually, all of the Gel Saga 2s that have this look, if I could pull that up without it being a problem here, you can kind of see. Come on. Oh, gosh. Yeah, so they call this the Kill Bill. You can see why. It's doing that knockoff Bruce Lee last movie Game of Death color scheme that we incorporate into Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill. So now we assume that Quentin Tarantino had the original idea, sort of shit. But they made these in 2013 and never since. And I was hoping that they'd bring them back, and they didn't. But we have, you guys might be able to see here, the sole has an odd look about it that I think looks pretty cool. It's supposed to be Gundam inspired. And if you think about it that way, it does have a kind of like futuristic Japanese robot look, silhouette thing going to it. And these, yeah, you can't find these clean or in good condition without costing more money than it should. If only, and I think Asics sold these for like 100 or 110 in the 2013. And then they said, yeah, everybody who wanted some got them, whatever, screw you guys, let's not bring them back. And now you have, I know Becky Lynch had some shoes like this made, like inspired by, they had like the shoe doctor makes people these bespoke shoes if you're a celebrity. Oh man, everything is just needlessly shut off. There is just, you thought that these companies were interested in making money, right? But maybe they're not, because wouldn't they say, no, yeah, here's a shoe that, oh, hey, we've got two of them here over on GOAT. 477, 210. Wait, 210. I might think about that. Is that buy new? It's probably, surely it's a used. 212. Yeah. So wait, what is this? No new ones. We have one pair. What kind of shape are we looking at? From seller, is that loading? Yeah, look at how messed up this is. Ugh. And it does have some blood splatter type patterns about it on the side, but it shouldn't be so dark and dingy. You're gonna have to send it to that guy who, when I see that foam, I'm in my zone guy. Shunada. Well, I forgot the guy's name. He's the delight on Instagram though. That guy. We're coming up on almost 10 o'clock here, so I think we're gonna wrap things up and get my podcast episode out for my aunt to listen to because no one else does. I think that would make some sense. Yeah, I mean those. Man, not crazy enthusiastic about the Vaporfly 4. Would like the Blacktop Battleground Tribal. Wouldn't mind and they don't even need to be the Kill Bill one. Just those Gel Saga 2s that they don't make anymore for the hell of it. And that's about it for the shoe stuff. Like the shoes, I think the shoe thing fell off big time. Caitlin Clark could, by virtue of her name, have her shoes be successful, but it would only be for that reason, right? Lucy Lee and Kareem, 1972 yellow jumpsuit. Yeah, the shoes that they actually wore for those were the what was it, Unisaka Tiger or something. They're like basically Asics other brand or something, but they're called Mexico or something. And I think Nike kind of ripped off their design. I'm trying to remember in the movie, and I think Bruce Lee might actually have different shoes on at different frames during the fight, or hell, he might even be barefoot all of a sudden too. Yeah, he doesn't wear the Gel Saga. That's like a 1990 shoe, I think, when those come about. But now when you want something like that, all you can get is a Gel Light 4, kind of like a new spin on it from Kith or something. They just won't make the Gel Sagas, so it's like, just a big screw you to everybody. We don't like making money over here, said Asics or Reebok or Nike. Shit. It's so important that we gatekeep our hit shoes. That did the number counters say that if you guys make an Air Jordan everybody wants, make it super low volume, and people will settle for the other dead stock that's sitting on the shelf? Is there some logic in determining that that's the way the business is ran? Because I know this: if I launched a shoe company and we had a banger, we would keep those coming. And yeah, the price point might be kind of high because Nike doesn't make the thousands of dollars these Diddy white party only friends and family one-off models get, and it's totally unjustified price. It's an artificial scarcity thing that, oh, we only made 5 of these, they look like shit, and the material's not any better than anything else, and we could have just made more of them, but we decided not to, so we can just give these to Diddy and his friends. And that's the business model. And they're not made in America. So it's like, how do you stay enthusiastic about, that hobby? The chase is more fulfilling than actually getting the product. Okay, now you've got your unboxing experience. What do you wear with them? In the case of the Galaxies, which I can't pull out because I've got them under some, it's hard to find something to wear with the Galaxies. I may have to get a Galaxy shirt off eBay. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be a little cumbersome. I know that much. All right, I'm out of here. I think I've given you guys plenty of, I don't know what, to have to sift through, right? So I don't see any more comments coming in. Swatches, Swiss, 1980s, Depeche Mode Celebration. I think Celebration was a New Order album. So you might be wrong on that one, but oh man, I know there was a Swatch collab the other year with somebody, and it looked kind of cool, but from a practical standpoint, probably just better off with the Apple Watch, and so that's kind of what I have. And I could leave mine on all the time, and that would look cool, but then you run out of battery twice as fast. So yeah, David, you seem to be kind of like stuck on gibberish mode on your keyboard here, so I'm gonna let you sort that out. Maybe you've had too many tequilas in Tijuana on Wednesday. I don't know, but yeah, if you made it this far, wait until marriage counseling.